Let's go way back to the germination of this project. When you were presented with the prospect of working with Don, what did you think?
I was very happy. And I honestly was like, oh, I don't know if he would do this. I feel like, I don't know, he's on, I can't look at him now, I feel very strange. But he's on like my Mount Rushmore of actors, so I was shocked that he even said yes, and I was like, yeah, right? Like we're saying other names, but like we're not really, right? Like it's please. And then when we did the first sort of reading and workshop with each other, it just was like,
immediately.
Kind of instant. It was cool.
Yeah, it felt great. I've been a fan of Ayo's for a long time too, and as soon as, like she said, as soon as we were in the same room together, felt like we'd known each other a long time. And I immediately felt this fatherly, instinct. And I had to, during the rehearsals, remind myself that you're not my kid. That we have to actually serve this text, and I can't, I have to become Robert and not be Don, and how Don wants to be with Ayo. Robert has to now be with Catherine, and what does that mean, and where does that meet, and all of that. But it was an instant, like, not on just that level, but a respect and a peer level, and someone who I know takes the work seriously, and I knew that we were going to be in a dynamic where we were going to push each other and protect each other, and everything that I think the play requires. I felt like I had a great partner for that.
Even in those like in between stages when we knew that it was going to happen but we didn't know when, like you would text me and be like, I've been looking at this thing or look at this line, and that was really encouraging to me as well, to be like, right, yeah, like this is how deep I want to go. And sometimes I feel like you can work with people and you're like, oh, okay, like we're not maybe interested in the same things.
Yeah.
And it was really, heartening and exciting.
Yeah.
To know, I don't know, that's how deep you were gonna go.
It was, like I said, it was a kindred spirit right off the bat. And an immediate also just like there was no like, we didn't feel like we had to be polite with each other. We just like went right to it, like, I think this, let's look at this, let's talk about that. It's like, oh, we're already like peer level scene partners, let's go.
That's great when you don't have to get through the niceties
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
You're just in.
We just went in.
So do you have a father-daughter relationship off stage?
I do check up and see what time she's going to bed. And when she's texting too late, I'm like, hey, we do have a show tomorrow.
Yeah, you actually do that.
Okay,
and then also I feel like I do that for you.
You definitely do.
I'm like,
maybe you want to put a coat on now. Like, maybe you should wear a hat right now, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you and also less my dad, more my mom, but probably send me the same number of like Instagram reels also a week.
I guess it's very daddy. Like, okay, cool. Another Instagram from Don.
I like them though.
Okay.
About like what? What Instagram reels?
They're actually, a lot of them are math.
A lot of
A lot of them are math, yeah.
That figures.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think it's interesting that David's been able to be in the room with you. I mean, I think about you do Shakespeare. Clearly that dude's not in the room with you, right? What's it like to have him there with you?
I think it's been very helpful at every step of the way to be able to ask him specifically about certain lines and what the intent was, and are we straying far from the root of what your intent was for this, or are we on the nerve, or are you into a new thing? Like when we did the reading a year ago, without trying to give away what happens in the play for those who don't know it and haven't seen it, as soon as we finished the reading, he said, I don't know if I got the ending right, and I think I want to try something at the end of this that's new. And it's like, you already won the Pulitzer Prize, and you're good to still tinker and good to still play with this thing that is a living, breathing, organism for him, and that's great because we've been in other situations, I've been in other situations where they're like, that's it, that's the text, don't change a word, that's what it is, it's sacrosanct, don't move it. And he's like, no, I want you guys to own it.
So even people who are familiar with the play are seeing kind of a whole new play.
Stuff, some new stuff, yeah.
He also said that he wanted to push you to create something new. And I think about the visual of pushing you. Are there times when you feel like you're pushed to fall over? Is that part of the process?
I mean,
Kinda.
honestly. I think it's like the idea, a teacher once said this to me and I think about it a lot. I think we think similarly in this way, but like I would rather fail spectacularly than like succeed with nothing. You know, like
middling.
Yeah, and I think so much of this process for me, I think because with TV and film, a lot of it can feel quite result oriented. You have to finish X shot by this amount of day, and we need you to stand here and be here, and because of, you know, the way that we shot this thing, even though it comes after in the scene, you know, we shot it before, so we have to match it, and da-da-da-da-da. And with this, it really has just been about process, and about pushing, and about trying, and that, that freedom it's like, it was kind of confronting and a little bit terrifying, but that was what is so, I think continues to be so exciting and special about it. I think we all get to like push each other, and I think these characters, I think definitely both Catherine and Robert really feel all of their feelings very fully. And I don't know if it freely is necessarily the right thing, but definitely really fully.
Yeah.
And so it's been fun to sort of have that mirrored in a process.
And mercurial. It's like, it's not exactly bipolar, but there's some of that in there, that we can go here and then the switch is here and then the switch is there, and what triggers that. And it's like we're still mining all of that stuff, I think, trying to figure out how to navigate that. But it's supported in the text. So
That's cool. And it's cool that you're still, like the play, it's a living thing, and each night it's going to change.
Yes.
That's part of the excitement.
100.
Yeah.
The play is obviously a lot about what you take from your parents, what you give to your parents. And I'm curious if you've thought about your own parents differently.
Kind of hard not to.
Yeah, it's impossible for me not to. I mean, you know, I wish that there wasn't such overlap in some of these places, but I very much feel, without being too woo-woo or esoteric about whatever, I feel my parents. I feel them when we're doing this play. It's like I feel my father strongly. I feel my children strongly. I feel the relationships very, very strongly. And I think it's helpful. And we had a happy accident in one of the performances in the last scene where Ayo bent down and her knit cap just fell off of her head, and she picked it up and put it on my head. And it was just like one of those happy accidents that you love to have happen in live theater. And she immediately, that's what I'm saying, we were so there was no like, what do I do with the hat? She's like, this goes on you. And it was great. Yeah, it was great. I was like, oh yeah, she's a real one.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I remember it and I'm like, it is great, but also even you recalling it, it's like, it just, breaks your heart. I think that's it's a weird thing that we all go through that you don't realize you're gonna go through. But when it changes and all of a sudden you realize, like, now I'm taking care of my parents, now my parent is sort of my child, and also then you're like, wow, you were a kid once too, and you didn't think that this would happen to you, and it's all, happening. If in a weird way, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Right.
That's very true.
Yeah, if you get the grace of getting to go through that,
Last night, people stood before the curtain call, before you even came back out. What is it like to walk out and see people on their feet already? I think it's intoxicating, and at the same time, for me, I'm always tell myself, like, hey, it's great. That's not what we're here for. I'm glad, and it means that there was a connection. It means that people felt it. It means that people were with it, and I appreciate all that. But I don't want to be seduced by, like I said, the result of the thing. I just want to know that if they sat down and didn't stand and gave us we felt it, I'm like, that's just as good.
That's valid,
I just want to know that we're doing the job of what the play is asking us to do, and that it's not about us personally, it's really about
this thing that we're
this
building
thing that we're making,
together.
and that we're doing the play justice. That's what we want to do.
You have made a point of making this play accessible and affordable. Why was that so important to you, and how'd you go about it?
I mean, it was important to, I think, both of us, because theater is a part of both of our foundations. And I know, especially, speaking for myself, being able to afford tickets was the only way that I could see theater. And a lot of that was just through like rushing, or I did, you know, like theater when I was a kid, and we would have, you know, very, you know, parents doing drives to be able to like buy tickets and things like that. These just community efforts. And then a few years ago, I went to London and saw some friends in a play, Taylor Russell and Pop Essiedu, and they were talking to me about their student ticket initiatives. And I think I just kind of logged it in the back of my head. I was so impressed by it. And then when we got together, again, it's like we were just speaking the same language. And then I was like, okay, again, another moment where I'm like, Don is meeting my energy in the best way, and is like on these, you know, calls, and like, if we're gonna do this, like, let's do this. And yeah, it's very exciting to me. So we have like a few initiatives there.
And giving access to people who otherwise would not be able to see this piece. You know, the price point is real, and the production value requires that you charge a certain amount, but it does exclude a lot of the people that you want to be able to experience this. So it was important to us, and ultimately important to Mike, our producer, and everyone else involved, that we figure out ways to expand that.
And not to get too into it, but you put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
You guys contributed some funds.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's I don't know. To me, it's like it's not even just the right thing to do. It's like it's the sensible thing to do. And I think we also hope that like the more of our film and TV colleagues that come in, if they feel inspired to do things like this as well, you know, the more that people will be able to just experience this world. Like my life, my molecules have been changed by the live performances and experiences that I've been able to have. So if we can even one person, you know, make that available to, then.
Yeah, and we know that it's, you know, as I was saying, that it's a transformative thing that can happen in that theater, right? And it's unlike any other medium. So to be able to sit there live and experience that, and the storytelling, and it can change you. So you want people to be able to be changed.
You mentioned the producers. Two of the producers are Barack and Michelle Obama. Does that take it to another level?
Oh, I didn't even tell you. He texted me the other day, after 2 days ago. He said, "Great job." Great job. He didn't see it. The higher ground person reported back, and they're all over it.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
President Obama.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, they are. It's great
cool
to have them involved, and for them to also be a part of this, you know, giving back, and a part of the experience, and trying to open up the aperture, so to speak. So it's nice to have that in the back pocket.
Does that add to pressure at all to have President Obama and Michelle Obama and
I mean,
involved?
if we didn't golf together so much and have that competition over there, maybe. But that's where all the that's where most of it happens is on the golf course.
Fair enough. For you, Ayo, does it add to the pressure?
In a weird way, no, I guess. Because I remember even I was like this, their involvement to me, it is in line in a strange cosmic way with I think a lot of the questions that this play is asking, and obviously there's a lot of ties as well with Chicago. You know, just questions like, what does genius look like? What does success look like? What does legacy look like? And why? Do you think one way or the other or not? And are you open to seeing something else and feeling something else? And you know, and realizing that actually you're not feeling something else, you know? Right. And so, I don't know, in a weird way, I'm kind of like, well, even if they weren't involved, it's like, I think that I would hope that this production, these feelings, these questions we were asking would still be of the same level. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's like deeply cool. My mother is very happy.
Your mom's happy?
Yeah.
It's got to be a nice phone call to say, hey, guess who's helping to produce this?
I wonder what your dad said.
Yeah, literally.
I would like to meet him.
Yeah, of course. Well,
Of course, we will meet.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
Can you promise that? Like, yeah, I can hook you up, maybe.
I know I can't promise that. I'm scared. They're actually like deeply charismatic, and I
can't wait
don't
to
need
meet
them
them.
to be like friends with the Obamas. I don't need that.
You are a very nice gentleman.
Yeah, Barack was texting me the other day. Funny guy. Yeah. Pass.
So funny.
We talked a little bit about your beginnings in theater, but I just want to get briefly your beginnings. I'm sure you know that Don was Templeton the Rat,
I
right?
tell her every morning.
Honestly.
Of course.
I actually wear the suit.
Yeah. Still fits.
It's crazy, right?
Shocked. Sort of alarming.
Yeah.
Did you have that moment like Don had where, you know, that early role that you said, oh my goodness, this is for me?
Well, there's my elementary school theater teacher, and she ran our children's theater group, which is called NCT, the Neighborhood Children's Theater Group. And we would also go around and we would like sing at nursing homes and baseball games. And she cast me in The Wizard of Oz when I was 4, I think, because I was young for my grade, and she cast me in The Wizard of Oz because I was also the smallest in the class at the time, and I was the smallest version of the witch that screamed. So I'm melting. The way we did it was we would have 3.
Oh, cool.
And I was the smallest, so I was gonna be like, I'm melting, and I was like, I killed it. You know what I mean? I'm doing my warm-ups,
I melted like
absolutely.
nobody else.
And then to my mom, I remember even like being like, 3 or 4, and being like, we need to go to Blockbuster and rent The Wizard of Oz so I can study how to do I'm melting. And whatever VHS we got, it had like the bonus scenes at the end that showed you the behind the scenes.
Oh, wow.
And then in that version, there was a trap door, and I became convinced there was a trap door that was going to be set up at our school, and that I would get stuck under.
Oh, dear.
So then I went to Mrs. McCourt, and I was like, I can't, like, please, I can't get stuck in this trap door. I was like crying, and she was like, sweetie, we're elementary school in Boston. We can't afford a trap door. Like, this is not happening.
Okay.
But I basically cried so much that she had to give me another part, and then I was the coroner. And then I got a solo, so I got to sing.
Oh,
So
so
yeah.
it was actually your diabolical.
It wasn't planned.
Theme
It just
all
worked
along.
out that way. It just worked out that way. And then a few years later, I got my Frumasera, which, you know, that's
Yeah.
pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very iconic.
Yeah.
Frumasera at what age?
Maybe 6 or 7. Which there's a video of that I've
There
showed
is
you.
a video.
It's
amazing.
it's haunting. It stays with
Haunting
you.
is a good
haunting.
word.
is the right
yeah.
word.
Hunting
And I
is the
stayed
right
in
word.
character in all throughout the intermission and second act, and I ran as a ghost screaming.
Yeah.
So I was like,
very,
it's the only
very
way.
method. This
Yeah. I shook it out of me young. I didn't know that that's what I was doing.
Oh, I'm doing method. I
Oh,
guess.
okay, I guess I'm over it. Yeah.
So to be back doing live theater, I mean, you think about those seeds that were planted when
Yeah,
you were
of
just
course.
babies,
Yeah.
both of you.
Yeah.
So to be back doing it has got to feel incredible.
Yeah, it was trippy because we've only been in the theater like 8 or 9 days,
yeah.
a really short time.
Yeah.
And when we first saw the set, and I remember upstage before we first came on stage to do the thing, and the light changed, and I had this crazy flashback of, and I was telling my wife about it, and she said, oh, like the last time when you did the Top Dog at the Public? I was like, no, like when I was in 8th grade, you know, it was like a super flashback, like, oh wow, I remember this feeling of like the butterflies and like, oh, I'm about to walk on stage and do this thing.
Yeah.
So it's still very much, it's still very much in us.
I feel like sometimes also, I'm sure this happens to you, like when I say that I'm doing a play and people are like, I don't know how you do it, like how you memorize those lines. And in a weird way, I'm like, I don't know either. I just know that I had been doing it,
Yeah.
and probably I had those same questions too,
Right.
and then they just like went, I don't know.
And from the line notes that we probably
Well,
got
for
last night,
sure.
maybe we didn't.
Maybe we didn't.
Maybe we haven't.
Maybe we
learned
didn't,
how to
yeah.
memorize
There were
lines.
notes.
Shout out the stage manager.
Yeah,
Shout out Sarah.
Yeah, shout out Sarah.
Yeah.
There's notes every night.
Yeah, every night.
That's the fun of it. It's an evolving thing. It's a living thing.
Is that fun?
In the way that being humbled is
Yes,
is fun.
in the way that
yes.
being humbled is fun.
Yes.
Is there something to that, like getting notes? I mean, you both are at a point in your
Absolutely.
career where, you know, people might be scared to give you notes in film and
Oh,
TV.
yeah.
I don't think
There's no
that's
fear.
happened for
That's
me yet,
no
but
fear here. Yeah, I know.
no, yeah.
And as Ayo said, it humbling, it is level setting, and it is necessary. You know, it's like, I don't want to say a wrong word. David thought very carefully about
Yes.
every word he put in this
Yes.
play. And I want the audience to hear every word, and I want them to follow along and understand what he intended, because, you know, in many things, but definitely in theater, the word is king.
Yeah.
So we want to service that. So I you know, wrinkle a little bit when I get some of the notes. Like, I did say that, and then I'm like, I probably didn't say that.
Yeah. It's cool though. I mean, it's like, hearing you talk about this and talking about it, it just makes me feel like, I don't know, we're kind of nerds at the end of the day, and we got lucky enough to the thing that lights us up and excites us, that gets to be our job. So even when it's like something like a line note or a note from Tommy to try something differently, it's an exciting challenge that you get to try to conquer, or in a puzzle you get to try to figure out. You know, I get to dig deeper into this thing that really, you know, kind of sets me on fire. So.
No doubt. Very lucky, very lucky.
What has been the biggest challenge so far?
I don't know. I don't know if that there's one specifically. I think it's in this kind of nascent stage before we open of still trying stuff. It's like, what are we like locking down? Like, okay, that works versus it works, but let's keep, what's the elasticity in this moment? Do we want to keep pulling at this and playing with it? And, you know, when do you set something, and when should you be cautious about setting something? You know what I mean? Because it's easy to
get into a pattern.
and get lazy and be like, okay, that's that, and I don't have to investigate that anymore. It's like, no, we're constantly investigating. Even once we're open, you don't want to be like, this is it. It's like, we're still working.
So that brings up an interesting point, because with film and TV, there's a certain point where you have to walk away. The director says you're done, right? But with this, you really can keep picking at it and picking at it. And is that good, and can that also be bad?
I think it's very good. I personally think it's very good. I think that it's part of the contract that people make when they come in to see a play. They're like, I don't want to see a canned experience. I don't want to see something that 5 audiences ago saw the exact same play. You know, I want to have the basic framework and understand, you know, what it is that we're doing, but within that, it's trying to find how these moments can move. And as you were saying too, it's like, it's between us. And it's like jazz in that way, where no one's leading, no one's following. You're like, I did that because you did that. You're like, well, I did that because you did that. And we're always experiencing this thing together. And there's no decision that's made individually. It's always a collective decision about how things move, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think,
Said that so well.
now that you have this relationship, do you think that you'll work together again?
Nah,
God, I
I'm
hope
gone.
not.
That was so well timed.
There was no way that was going to be any other answer than that.
Good.
Yeah, good. Perfect. Lock that down.
You talked about this briefly, but what are your hopes for this play?
Oh man. I hope that just for us as a company, we just continue to keep growing and exploring. And we were saying this other day, I feel like sometimes phrases can seem like they're a bit trite, but I really do mean, there's like a safety with this group, a safety to explore and to feel and to get messy with each other and with the work. That's just been really cool for me. And I think part of why I wanted to do this was also to help myself remember the joys in releasing expectation.
Yeah.
And this form, I mean, I think there's nothing else like it. You cannot have any expectation. All you have is presence of moment, presence of being, and presence, of connection with each other. And so that's kind of my woo-woo little hope.
And I co-sign that. And great to continue to practice that as an artist and remind yourself of that. And also, sometimes you don't know where the line is until you've crossed over the line. But that's where you find more stuff. And like you said, I want to play it safe. I want to, push myself into something and have it be like, well, that didn't work, you know? But I learned something in that exploration, and I don't learn anything if I just sit back and you know, and just coast, and rest on the fact that we have a lot of hours doing this and go, I think I can get this moment by and not challenge. I'm pretty sure I can coast through this thing. It's like, no, I want to go to that place where I'm scared, and that place where I'm like, I don't know if this is the thing, but I want to get better.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll carry this? Does it, because you mentioned revitalizing, or it's restorative, I guess, you know? So do you think that you'll carry this into The Bear, into Oceans?
I mean,
The
I think
next
you
Ocean's
carry, hopefully you're always learning.
Yeah.
Hopefully if in the best situation, you're always learning, and you're always an amalgam of whatever just happened. And I can't imagine we won't grow from this and won't come out of this with more information and hopefully some more ammunition and a deeper well.
Yeah.
A deeper well.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot because you both said that you were fans of each other. So, favorite Don Cheadle moment, role, project?
Ty, Basher Tar, Kung Fu Kenny.
I like that tie.
I mean, for me, I'm experiencing it right now. There's nothing for me that's.
Wait, I would say that too then.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You can pick some pop trite thing. It's okay. For me, it's.
I would say this then.
It's all good. We don't.
The way
no
that
one's,
it was
no
framed,
one has
it made me
any
think,
feelings. No
you
one's
know,
carrying.
It made me feel like, oh, like I thought we were
Yeah,
both
no,
doing like
yeah, we're doing
quick
things,
fire.
right, yeah, like rapid
no, for
questions.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That got real uncomfortable.
No, it's cool.
No,
I know.
I'm fine.
Sorry. No, I mean, no.
Yeah.
I love. Oh, sorry. Did you?
Oh, are we still going? I think it's a good time. I would, if I were you, I'd just get out of here.